Okay guys, so my attempt today is to try to simplify your understanding of sacral torsions and how the sacrum moves on the oblique axis and how we go about diagnosing these sacral torsions. So as we've talked about in class, or will talk about, the sacrum has several axes, but two of them are the oblique axis. So this is the left oblique axis on this side. We name it by the where the top of the axis is. So here we have the sacral base at the top, and to the left of that sacral base is the top of the left sacral axis and left oblique axis, and this here is the right oblique axis. Now also, let's just get our orientation straight. Right now this is a posterior view. If I turn this guy around, see his little eyes here, say hello sacrum. What that is the anterior view. So when I examine a patient with a sacral issue, I always obviously examine them from behind, from the posterior aspect. So let's just move this sacrum on these oblique axes and just get a sense of what's actually happening. So if I am on the left oblique axis right now, meaning I am going to hold the left oblique axis, so that means any movement that occurs in this guy's sacrum, and we'll call him Sam, any movement that occurs in Sam's sacrum is going to be happening right now on the left oblique axis. So I can make Sam look toward the left. So right now his eyes are looking toward the left. Okay, so I'm going to do that one more time. He can look toward the left, and what you see here happening is that right sacral base on this side is kind of going deep here. Okay, you can kind of see that. All right, so if I move him to the left, if he is looking toward the left, we'll call that left rotation on a left oblique axis. Okay, so that's left forward rotation or a left rotation on the left oblique axis. We call that a left or a forward sacral torsion. Okay, so this is what I might say is a left on left forward sacral torsion. The sacrum is rotating to the left on the left oblique axis. Now I can also make that sacrum rotate toward the right. And if we look here, again, same axis, all right, but now what's happening is the sacrum, these little eyes in the front over here, are looking off to the right. So Sammy is looking off to the right, and now what we're seeing is a right rotation on a left oblique axis. Now what's interesting here is if you think about what's moving, the right sacral base is moving posteriorly when we rotate the sacrum to the left. I'm sorry, to the right when we're on that left oblique axis. Okay, so what I might find in the clinic on a patient, well, let's not go there yet. Let's not even get there yet. We can do that in the classroom. Right now, let's just focus on these motions that are occurring. So let's just go one more time. The sacrum on the left axis, it can rotate to the left, and when that happens, the right sacral base goes forward. The left ILA here becomes more posterior. Okay, so we kind of see that happening. So again, left forward torsion or a left on left torsion. Anytime the two letters are the same, like left on left or right on right, anytime we're dealing with those letters being the same, we know we're dealing with a forward sacral torsion. And when we're dealing with a forward sacral torsion, what that means is that that sacral base on the opposite side of the axis is rotating forward. So a left on left will result in a right sacral base that's deep and a left ILA that's going to be more posterior. Okay, a right on left, now Sammy is rotating to the right. What's happening here is, again, the movement is happening on the opposite of the axis. The right sacral base is moving towards you again on this left axis here. If I rotate backwards, if I just twist my hand so the sacral base moves backward, this is called a right on left. So the sacrum is rotated to the right now, okay, whereas before he was in neutral, now he's looking off to the right, and we are moving on that left oblique axis. Okay, this is what we would call a backward sacral torsion, or I might call this a right on left. Okay, now this exact same thing happens when we are on the opposite axis. So with the right oblique axis, okay, so the red is the right oblique axis. It's coming inferiorly on the left ILA and superiorly on the right sacral base. So here I can have rotation to the left. Okay, so he is going that way. I can also have rotation to the right. Okay, this would be right rotation on our right oblique axis. And if that's the case, the left sulcus or left sacral base moves anteriorly and the right ILA moves posteriorly. Conversely, on that same axis, I can rotate him so he's looking toward the left. This is a backward torsion where the left sacral base has moved, is now posterior here. So how this would look on a patient would be the right sulcus would appear deep and the left ILA would actually appear to be more posterior. Okay, so hopefully that is somewhat helpful in your understanding of sacral torsions.